Have you ever looked around and wondered why some people seem to move forward financially while so many others feel like they are running hard but staying in the same place? It is a quiet question that lingers in late-night thoughts, during long commutes, or while scrolling through highlight reels of success online. Most people do not talk openly about financial stagnation. It feels personal, it feels uncomfortable. Yet it is incredibly common, and understanding why it happens might be one of the most important realizations someone can have in their entire financial journey. Financial stalling rarely looks dramatic from the outside. It does not usually involve sudden collapse or reckless behavior. Instead, it looks ordinary. It looks like steady paychecks that never seem to stretch far enough. It looks like raises that disappear into rising expenses. It looks like dreams that slowly get postponed until they quietly fade into the background. The truth is that financial stagnation is often built from small habits, unnoticed patterns, and deeply rooted beliefs that shape how people think about money long before they ever earn their first paycheck. One of the most overlooked reasons people stall financially is the way they're introduced to money in their early lives. For many, money is treated as something mysterious or stressful, rather than something to understand and manage confidently. Conversations about budgeting, investing, or long-term planning are often avoided or simplified. As a result, many adults step into financial independence without a roadmap. They learn through trial and error, and sometimes those errors become expensive lessons that take years to recover from. Another quiet but powerful factor is lifestyle inflation. It sneaks in without announcing itself. When income rises, spending often rises with it. A better job might lead to a nicer apartment. A raise might lead to a more expensive car. Small upgrades feel deserved and reasonable, and often they are. The challenge appears when these upgrades slowly erase the financial progress someone hoped to achieve. What feels like success on the surface can sometimes become a cycle where income and expenses grow together, leaving savings and investments stuck in place. Social pressure also plays a surprisingly strong role in financial stagnation. In a world filled with curated images of success, people often feel pushed to match lifestyles they see around them. Vacations, gadgets, fashion, dining experiences, and status symbols can quietly shape spending decisions. According to available information from behavioral finance research, humans are strongly influenced by comparison, even when they know those comparisons may not reflect reality. The pressure to appear successful can sometimes outweigh the desire to become financially secure. There is also the issue of short-term thinking. The human brain is naturally wired to prioritize immediate rewards over distant outcomes. Saving money or investing often requires sacrificing something enjoyable in the present for something uncertain in the future. That trade can feel emotionally difficult, especially when the rewards of long-term planning are invisible for extended periods. Many people fully understand the importance of saving or investing, yet still struggle to act consistently because the emotional pull of the present moment is so strong. Fear plays a major role as well. Fear of losing money, fear of making mistakes, and fear of not understanding complex financial systems can keep people frozen in place. Some individuals avoid investing entirely because they associate it with risk or unpredictability. Others hold on to savings without allowing it to grow because safety feels more comfortable than opportunity. While caution can be wise, extreme caution can quietly limit financial growth over time. Another deeply rooted reason involves income dependency without diversification. Many people rely on a single source of income, often tied to employment. While steady employment can provide stability, it can also create vulnerability. If income remains fixed while living costs increase or unexpected events occur, financial progress can slow dramatically. Some reports suggest that individuals who explore multiple streams of income often create more flexibility and resilience, though this path requires learning new skills and stepping outside comfort zones. Education systems around the world also play a role. Traditional schooling focuses on career preparation, but spends very little time teaching practical financial literacy. Students learn how to earn money, but rarely learn how to manage, multiply, or protect it effectively.
By the time many people realize this gap, they're already managing real responsibilities, such as housing, transportation, healthcare, and family support. Learning financial skills later in life is possible, but it can feel overwhelming when combined with existing obligations. Debt is another silent anchor that can stall financial movement. Not all debt is harmful, but unmanaged or high-interest debt can redirect large portions of income toward repayment instead of growth. What makes debt particularly challenging is that it often accumulates gradually. Small balances can feel manageable at first, but over time they can expand into long-term burdens that slow financial momentum. The emotional stress connected to debt can also influence decision-making, sometimes causing people to avoid confronting the problem directly. Workplace mindset can also contribute to financial stagnation. Many people believe that loyalty alone will naturally lead to financial advancement. While dedication and reliability are valuable traits, compensation growth does not always follow automatically. Some reports suggest that individuals who actively negotiate salaries, pursue skill development, or explore new career opportunities may experience faster income growth. However, negotiation and career transitions can feel intimidating, which leads many people to remain in comfortable but financially limiting situations. There's another layer that rarely gets discussed openly, and that is identity. People often develop subconscious beliefs about what they deserve financially. These beliefs can be shaped by upbringing, cultural expectations, or past experiences. Someone who grew up hearing that wealth is unattainable or morally questionable may unconsciously avoid opportunities that could improve their financial position. These internal narratives can be incredibly powerful, quietly influencing decisions in ways people may not fully recognize. Now here's something worth pausing and thinking about. Financial stalling is not always about lack of effort. In many cases, people work extremely hard. They sacrifice time, energy, and comfort in pursuit of stability. Yet, effort alone does not always equal progress if that effort is directed without strategy or long-term planning. That realization can feel uncomfortable, but it can also be incredibly empowering. Recognizing patterns is often the first step towards changing them. Let's shift perspective for a moment, because this is where things get interesting. Some individuals who appear financially successful don't necessarily earn dramatically higher incomes. Instead, they develop strong systems around how they manage money. They track spending carefully. They automate savings. They educate themselves about investments gradually over time. They treat financial decisions as ongoing processes rather than one-time events. These habits may sound simple, but their long-term impact can be profound. There's also the role of patience, which is often underestimated in financial growth. Many people expect quick results when they start saving or investing. When progress feels slow, motivation can fade. The reality is that financial growth often compounds gradually before becoming noticeable. The early stages can feel almost invisible, which makes consistency incredibly challenging. Yet, according to widely accepted financial research, consistency tends to outperform sporadic bursts of effort over extended periods. Technology and convenience have introduced another modern challenge. With digital payments, online shopping, and instant access to credit, spending has become frictionless. When transactions require little effort, it becomes easier to lose track of how frequently money is leaving. Small, frequent purchases may feel harmless individually, but over time they can reshape financial outcomes in significant ways. Another subtle but powerful influence is emotional spending. People often use spending as a way to celebrate achievements, cope with stress, or seek comfort during difficult periods. This behavior is completely human and widely understood in psychological research. The challenge arises when emotional spending becomes habitual rather than occasional. When spending becomes tied to mood regulation, financial planning can become inconsistent and unpredictable. There's also the concept of delayed financial awareness. Many people only begin thinking seriously about money after encountering a major life transition. This might include starting a family, experiencing a career change, or facing unexpected expenses. By that time, financial habits may already be deeply established. Changing long-standing habits requires effort, patience, and sometimes a complete shift in mindset. Here's the secondary moment to lean in, because this realization often surprises people. Financial stalling is rarely caused by a single dramatic mistake. It's usually the result of small patterns repeating quietly over long stretches of time. The encouraging part of this truth is that small positive changes repeated consistently can eventually create meaningful transformation. Financial momentum often begins with awareness rather than income level.
Support systems also matter more than many people realize. Individuals who surround themselves with conversations about financial learning, planning, and accountability often find it easier to stay motivated. Money can feel like a private topic, but open and respectful discussions can provide clarity, shared knowledge, and emotional encouragement. According to available behavioral studies, environment and social influence strongly shape long-term financial behavior. It is also important to recognize that external economic conditions can influence financial progress. Job markets, inflation trends, housing costs, and global events can all shape opportunities and challenges. Not every financial struggle is caused by personal choices. A balanced understanding acknowledges both personal responsibility and external factors. This balanced perspective allows people to focus on what they can control while remaining aware of larger economic realities. One of the most powerful turning points in financial growth often comes when people shift from reactive money management to proactive planning. Reactive management means responding to expenses as they appear. Proactive planning involves anticipating future needs, setting clear goals, and building systems to support those goals. This shift can transform financial decision-making from stressful and uncertain to intentional and strategic. Another often overlooked factor is self-education. Financial literacy does not require advanced academic training. It often begins with curiosity and willingness to learn gradually. Many successful individuals describe their financial growth as a series of small lessons accumulated over time. The willingness to ask questions, read, listen, and experiment carefully can create steady progress that compounds over years. As we move toward the final reflection, consider this thought. Financial progress is deeply personal. There is no universal timeline that defines success. Comparing journeys can create unnecessary pressure and distraction. True financial growth often begins when individuals define what stability, freedom, or security means to them personally, rather than measuring success against external expectations. There's also something quietly hopeful about the topic of financial stalling. The same patterns that create stagnation can often be reshaped with awareness, education, and consistent action. Progress does not require perfection, it requires direction. Even small changes in spending awareness, saving habits, learning mindset, or income strategy can begin shifting momentum gradually. Imagine looking back years from now and recognizing that a single moment of reflection changed how you approached money. Not through dramatic transformation, but through steady, intentional choices repeated over time. Financial growth often feels slow while it is happening, but its long-term impact can reach far beyond bank balances. It can influence freedom, opportunities, security, and peace of mind. If this conversation sparked new thoughts or challenged old assumptions, take a moment to reflect on which patterns might be influencing your own financial journey. Awareness is often where meaningful change begins. If you found value in this discussion, consider showing support by liking the video. Subscribing to the channel helps bring more thoughtful conversations like this to your screen. And most importantly, share your perspective in the comments. Your experiences, insights, and questions can inspire others who may be navigating similar financial challenges.